I'm your host of the most local 23. You're joining me for a brand new game called Elder Scrolls Castles. This is a game that is made by Bethesda. You may remember them from Fallout Shelter. In this video, I'm going to be going over a ton of tips, tricks, and pros, cons, and everything that you need to know to get you a jump start in this game. I've played well beyond the tutorial, done a lot of things, and I'm going to be giving you my best advice from a person who's also a big veteran and a huge fan of these types of games. So, first and foremost, as you start out and get past the tutorial, I'm going to encourage you to always be making something in every single room. Even though you may not think you need it, you will need it. And we'll get to that here in a second. But first and foremost, every item that you make is EXP related, which you need EXP to progress in this game more so than you did in Fallout Shelter. So a lot of the rules from that game just throw out the window. So first and foremost is, you're going to want to put about 3 to 4 people on the kitchen and 3 to 4 people on oil at all times when you first start out. The reason why I say that is because you need to maintain a certain threshold. If it falls behind a certain threshold, 1, for food, you start losing health. For a while there, you cannot actually replenish health. 2, oil means that other people in other rooms cannot be productive and they cannot be doing things. You're losing out on EXP, you're losing out on a lot of essential things that you do need to keep going. So that's why I still have 4 people working on the oil right now, as we're needing a lot of oil right now. Okay? When you upgrade these things, it does help to increase your storage. So leveling is one of 2 things. Leveling, like I said, you always want to be churning out items for EXP, but it's something that, as you can see here, your dynasty. So there's overall EXP, and then there's once you level a little compartment up, that compartment will kind of constantly be needing to make items and whatnot and be under use. So then it can be upgraded again, provided you've met that dynasty level, okay? Now, I'm going to be covering a lot of things in this video, so I'm sorry if it's a little jumbled, but I'm trying to do something which is give you as much information as possible versus a lot of creators are just going to be giving you just their feels on the game. I want you to enjoy this game because I loved Fallout Shelter, and so far I've really enjoyed this game. As you can see, my castle's pretty significantly well off. So, you'll have a system of relationships, which is something that you can improve. So, for instance, this is one of our fighters that you can send out. They fight with their lover. Okay, so I have both, them as in a marriage, which you need a Shrine of Mara to get them married. They'll also end up having kids and everything else, but you do need a bedroom, just like Fallout Shelter. And kids take a lot longer than Fallout Shelter. Like I said, just throw it out the window. It takes years. Unless you use Elixir of Growth, which I'm going to be honest with you, unless you really desperately need people, and you've got a lot of people who are dying via combat, which I'll show you the combat system here in a second, it's not really needed. Right now, I have 4 kids, one of which is one of our brand new babies, and each child does come with its own perk. Now, I'm assuming that, kind of like Fallout Shelter, if you mate with, say, 2 legendaries or whatnot, say a legendary and a common, that some of the traits and whatnot will be better. And yes, there are legendary people in this game. You get 1 free just for progression, which I'll be also opening some packs for you as well. So far, I've spent $0 on this game. I've just put a lot of time and effort into it. So, like I said, constantly making things. Okay. Now, as you saw there was a red mask. That means someone is unhappy. Someone lost some points. They go through here and they get kind of upset. They're either not working with their friends or they're working next to an enemy or whatnot, right? You can improve that by, like I showed you, I got my 2 people that fight together. They're both husband and wife, and they constantly will support each other, and it's really cool, the fundamentals for that. They give each other health back or make each other happy or whatnot. And yes, you do see a ghost that is one of the free characters you do get initially, and I'll show you that here in a second, but they do go around and apparently haunt your castle, but in a good way. They're productive, while the person who's being haunted is not. So, as you play each day in the game, a year goes by. Okay? So each day you log in, basically, you get login bonuses and, things like this. Increases the blessing of production, something that you can put out as a cosmetic, right? Each one of these tables that has people on it also can be a speed buff, as you see there, the 14. Basically, you can make them work really, really quick, or you can hit an ad. Now, an ad can only be used on one particular building every hour. Okay? So, you're also the leader of your kingdom, and as you can see here in the room here, there's 2 cards over this person's head. Especially, gold is very vital. If you do not have gold, do not tap on those cards. So, Fallout Shelter had a story system. Each quest that you sent people out to do, it had a little story, and you'd have people talking in the vaults or cities or wherever you went. In this game, there's none of that, and you would think that it's a game based off of Skyrim, a game that is legendary for RPG aspects, and in this game, not so much. They'll talk a little like, hey, little boy, and, Mama P, and, not really huge things. Like, the attention to detail's kind of nice, but just, it's kind of on par with Fallout Shelter, if I'm being honest. But, back to the gold. How do you make gold in this game? You will, up until about level 15 to 20, only be able to make gold one way. And it's this way. This is another reason why I said always be making things. You need things to sell. Okay, so this big quest here, this blue one at the top, is your big money one, but it's also a blue one, right? So send that, boom, done. Okay, now you've got another one, but this one requires a lot of items that you may or may not be able to make yet. For me, I'm able to, so boom, done. So you can see here, each one starts a countdown, which I'll show you here. This one requires another more iron tongs. Let's wait on that, because I was going to show you guys the upgrade system. But let's send out some food and limestone. So 3 hours per each quest. Now we've got a bunch of gold. It's nowhere near enough, let me tell you. Now yes, as you see here on the bottom, there is a refresh button. You watch an ad, all your quests are refreshed, and you begin again. Okay? And then, yes, as you saw there at the top, if you select a quest, it will tell you how low it will lower your food, oil, or whatever. It doesn't tell you really about other things that you may need, but we'll get to that. So, as you can see here, these rooms are ready to be upgraded, right? I'm not going to do that just yet. Okay? Let's first and foremost go over here and see what they're going to say. Dear Mother, we used to spend so much time together, but now everything is so formal. I wish we could be friends again, can we? Of course we are friends, daughter, or please, your mother's very busy right now. So, please, your mother's very busy would cause negative love or whatnot. This is not one of those missions where you need to select which one. Just select which one you feel, right? We'll just do this. She'll gain a little bit of positivity, but it's not something that's going to make or break. Okay, you'll gain EXP as you saw. This right here, music stage, increases happiness with music. You can put up to 2 people on there, and then they'll play music. The cool part is people will come by and dance. It will also increase their happiness just a hair as well. Okay? So like I said, constantly making things. Okay? We may hit 34 in this video. Who knows? My queen, my friend Alzabar, and I want to thank you for assigning us some workstation. We both served you up this gift. So, thank you, but I'd rather have gold. It's kind of like a slap in the face. Seeing friendship bloom is thanks enough, or thank you for your generosity. I don't really need that potion right now, and Shuvu's reputation would go up, but why not? Okay, as you can see, neither reputation really went up. Okay, not by a lot, like Yeah. And there's no reputation bar here. It's kind of these masks, really. Which, as you can see here, most of them are happy. Like, they're really happy, you know, like level 50, level 60. Those guys are happy. Again, most of my people are really happy, right? So there's no reason to put anybody on the singing and whatnot. Sometimes you can be a little selfish as a ruler and be like, you know what, this. Okay? Your Grace overheard Alyssa here make ominous comments about you. I believe she is plotting against you. We mistreated you. Take this gift and let us start anew. So as you can see, the friendship isn't so great, but to give them 65 gold. Now, if you find them, it's 120 that you gain. You make an enemy by warning me. I will keep a watch on her. I'm gonna go with find. And then, I'm gonna do what I just told you. Bye. Go play some music. Be happy. Now, yes, things can happen. Look, people can become enemies. No joke. Now, if you don't keep them happy enough, they will, well, let's put it this way. Through the tutorial, you'll learn that someone can come out and off you. Okay? So, like I said, there's a perfect example. People are dancing. They get happy, she gets happy, everybody gets happy. She'll be done in about 3 hours, give or take. As you can see here, you can use gems to speed it up, but nah, just let them chill. So like I said, keep making items. Eventually you'll reach a cool little stage, which I'm going to show you. You can make items better. Okay? So this is kind of like a system that if you don't want to dump money into, this will be your way to do it. So let's make sure to do unequipped. Tailors. Click the number that's next to the title. So tailors, that number 1, it's going to take you to here. You'll go doop doop, upgrade. It's now level 2. Okay? You can upgrade the level 2 by making level 1 things, or you can condense other things and make them as well. So metalworkers, doop doop, upgrade, and just to show you without hitting it, right there. So it would take 3 level 1s to make that. Okay? You can do this with a lot of things. So for instance, here's this one. Doop doop, doop doop, doop. We're gonna need that anyway, so let's do it. And, like I said, always be making stuff. Now, level 35 isn't that important, as you can see, unless you buy the Emperor's thing. But, let's collect this stuff real quick. Now, there is some cool tasks that you do get. These are normal tasks that you have no obligation to do in terms of speedily. Royal ones are different ones. So, have 1 baby at bed. Okay, so basically 2 people go up there and they go, "Hi, how are you?" and make a baby. So this is on a timer though. Okay, you want to complete this one in 8 days, so you can get someone who's a legendary, right? See, there you go. Okay. This person looks like they have a shock axe, mighty whirlwind, and then it looks like this is their armor that they give you, 30% damage with battle axes, right? It would be another legendary, so another chance to have a legendary kid or someone who has better stats, yada yada yada, right? I hate when you need to close that. There we go. So right now, this is another one, Charred Lands, which is do combat, which, like I said, I'll show you here in a minute. But hey, eventually you slay a dragon, you get a legendary pack. Right now it's Cutting Edge, which is craft nobles' clothes, tailors, upgrades, and a bunch of things. And then you get a epic legendary item that's just level 1, which provides bonus ingots from your furnace, right? That's cool. Next up is dailies. Like I said, that's one of the cons with this thing. It doesn't close. Complete 10 orders. These are all random, by the way. But I've already completed 3. So, right? So all I need to do is defeat 5 more enemies and complete 6 more orders, and we're good. Then weeklies. These are big EXP boosts. Okay? So Isabel was our first leader. Or no, Odar. Yeah, they had ruled for 30 years. You're aiming to break that, or go longer. If you run a well enough kingdom, you should be able to. So, smithy, we can go ahead and upgrade. This will give us iron daggers and iron mail. That's why I said I was going to hold off on upgrading something. Requires gold and limestone for that particular upgrade. Then iron mail will go over here, and this will give you stamina, but you will not gain health. Okay, so you're going to have to make or choose things. Now, there's times where the game itself will force you to make that choice. Okay? But as you can see here, there's a lot of different items. You can end up making wands, or well, staffs and shields, better armors, and whatnot. But remember, those things are going to start requiring things that you aren't able to make just yet. So you are on a paced system. Uh-oh, looks like we're in trouble again. My lady, several new mines have opened in the Elnor, land of the High Elves, flooding the market and causing prices of metals to plummet. No better time to buy them. So if you really need metal, cool. Tell the elves I'm imposing a tariff on their metals, or sell, but only a little. Yeah, I need gold, so... But at the same time, why not? That way you gain rep with... Oh, I guess no high elves. Well, that's underwhelming. I would have thought, buying from them would have gained some. So, on to upgrading your castle. Okay? This is the cool part, because you can upgrade anywhere you so choose. Okay? So just to give you an example, I don't need to make a building currently, right? And we'll get to the other items here in a second, but... you know what? Let's just do this one. So let's just say I want to make a building here. As you can see here, your outside of your building will change. Looks horrible now, doesn't it? You can make a floor. You can make a wall. You can do anything you really want. As long as it's in the confines of what you need, right? You can even make half walls that hang from the top. And each wall that you make will change kind of like the area around. Like you can see the lighting changes and things like that. It's kind of cool. And then guess what? In case you go, man, I really screwed up. Oh, man, I really wish I would have done better, right? And actually I did initially screw up. And so I had an empty room right there, as you can see, right? Okay, so you want to do this. Press and click that. Now I'm going to get rid of the floor. I misclicked, but shh, it's okay. There's that. And then if I want, I can reclaim that area. Ta-da! That way you get your gold back, you get your wood back, etc. That way also there's not so much running around the castle as well, right? These buildings will go up to here, so just to show you how far they go out too. That's as far out as they go. Right? You can't upgrade even further than that. You can upgrade as high as you want up to there. But yeah. And again, your whole castle and everything changes around you. Now, there's no combat like Fallout Shelter, right? So, the combat, you go to it. So, no one's going to be breaking down your door. Because, yeah, look how high up we are. No one ever comes to you, right? There's no people come to your door and go, hey, let me in. I'd be happy to serve the king or queen, or... Yeah, no, that doesn't happen in Fallout Shelter, which, let me go ahead and remove that too while I'm at it. There we go. You gotta make your kids. You gotta make your people. Your Majesty, the orcs have scored several successes over the armies away west, and seem poised to decisively defeat the Veterans. Let's hope this conflict ends soon. Send the orcs additional supplies. Yeah, I'm fine. Everyone disliked that because you're just hoping conflict ends soon. It's a bit weird, but hey, you do you. So here's the store that gives you a ton of stuff to buy. As you see, the Emperor's Pass is right there at the top. You can get a fighter, which is rare. Okay. It just gives you an iron plate and an iron sword. It doesn't actually give you a person. Oh, wait, no, it does. Mighty, bested, oil presses, smithy, and melee. So it just gives you a basic person. There's a caster for the loom, right? Mage bundle. Now these look like... Yeah, okay, consider it. Gems. Ah, see? Mystery gift. Well, hold on a second, let me watch it. Alright, with that we got 10 gems. Okay, there's a Adoring Fan, large starter bundle. You can pretty much check all this out when you so choose, but a lot of these are also timed, too. And there's the biggest bundle. You get the idea. There's a lot of things you can purchase. Okay. There's also some things that you don't purchase. So there's events that happen in this game which are late game, which we'll be getting to soon. I'll show you here in a second, but you can use those crystals for those. Yeah, you get the gist of it. Again, there's a lot, and you can keep scrolling. Okay, so just look at the cost of that and go, yeah. Now, a lot of this, like I said, can be earned through just effort, right? It's going to take a lot of effort, but it's effort, nonetheless. Say, look, consider a very good friend, you two Ulrich, they'll gain some happiness, and yada, yada, yada. Okay? I would definitely say keep upgrading all your things. Okay, so... we have one level 3 iron plate. Let's go ahead and see about upgrading that yet again. Okay. We don't really have any brown robes, and yeah, in order to upgrade the brown robes, you pretty much need brown robes to upgrade. So right now we don't have any of those. Tongs, though, is one of the things I was working on. But again, remember, watch that gold, because you're going to need it. So aside from that, looks like we've already given them all the iron swords. Wardrobes, for the most part, is upgraded. And I was going to do a combat real quick for you guys. So, what can I do? I feel like we're good on the plate. Let's make some swords. So real quick, before we send them out. So you can either go this way for inventory, right? Or, you know, like this or whatnot. Or if you're going to send them out to combat, let's go over here. And that way, it's just a quicker way of going, what's he wearing and what can I put on him, right? As you can see here, there's also skins. Okay. So, since he's the toughest person, and also I should probably end up healing him here in a second, but, I feel like he doesn't really need that outfit. Let me see here. Level 1. Alright, so I went ahead and just gave the 1 level 4 and everybody else level 1 for now. So right now they're needing to replenish health, right? Remember, the whole works with zeal, but at the cost of health. That requires upgrades and working and even the small things, right? So this one, I believe, is the best if you're wanting to do melee, right? Mighty's really good. And everybody sits there and eats, and they'll sit and chill, they'll talk, they'll gain happiness, as you can see there. You know, they'll do a lot of things, especially if they're good friends or lovers or whatnot. So you definitely want to pair everybody off. Make sure everybody tries to be friends with one another and whatnot. Oh, and you have to click specifically on the building to figure out, like, how much time there is before, you know, they're done. Versus Fallout Shelter would allow you to see the time over their heads constantly. There's no option to toggle that on or off. Be nice if they had that. Alright, before we get to the combat, there is also one thing I should also let you know of, that there is a helper that you can get. That's part of, well, it's kind of like a separate thing. That's an additional charge that is a 30-day going around and collecting everything. I hate how every single one of these buildings is about a minute or so, and how you continue to use resources. whether you are in the game or let's just say I'm looking at something like the battle pass or looking at things or whatnot, if you're not immediately hitting that oil that pops up or whatnot, your resources can quickly turn to red, and then you've got a long way to making up. Your Grace, a group of explorers is starving and willing to trade food or gold for ingots. We'll buy what we need from them. Let's trade. Food, we have plentiful amounts of, so let's do that. And hey, they're starving anyway, right? Looks like another one's up. You consider me your enemy and suspect me of treason, but I am loyal. What will you do with me? My family disagrees, but I choose to trust and compensate you. So she'll gain a little bit of happiness. The nobles, however. Nobles hated her! Get back to playing music, fam. I shouldn't have compensated you. I should have just said, you know. See, she's gonna walk around mopey now. Music stage. I guess she's on break. Which, yes, if they walk around to somewhere and they go talk to people, it also helps with their mood. It can be a complicated but kind of fun game. It's weird. Like I said, the more acquaintances, lovers, whatnot you make, the more it does help. But, wow, food just dropped rapidly out of nowhere. Interesting. Let's wait a second. Actually, I'm a dum-dum. While I'm waiting, I could have just went over here and done this for you guys. Let's open one of these. So, 190 gold, 12 cloth, and an apron for the smithy. Nice. And our food's back in stock. But, just to make it up for you, let's open the legendary while we're at it. Will we gain anything worth a shit? Alright, we have a level 22 blue rare mill worker. Perceptive, tribal, pyromaniac. Ugh. Prone to arson. Works and fights best next to family members, best of the mill, sewing table. Skilled with range weapons. Good fighter, though. It's a well-rounded character, but at the same time, it's a bit weird. And then, yeah, no, the people that you summon will randomly appear right there. This one's a tough one. Because our mill, right? Limestone takes a while. Yeah, let's just throw him on there real quick. And then, like I said, you want to build some bonds. It would mean more productivity, speed ups, yada yada yada. Also, I noticed she's very unhappy right now. So let's go ahead and throw her on some music as well. Looks like she's a noble? Oh no, dark elf. That's why, when I did the Adele elf decision, they got unhappy. So, since I threw him on there, let's see if I can... Wait, what? Hold on. Even I just learned something new. Either he came with items already, or he equipped them. I mean, either way is fine, but... Anyway, off to combat. So each one of the missions for combat, right, will give you, like, prerequisites. Okay? So, like, this one's with at least 2 combatants, 80% health. Let's go to the blue. This one required 3 iron daggers, 40 seconds or less than 50%. And then you can repeat these. It will give you gold and EXP. Okay? So this is also an easy way that you could gain a little bit of gold, and I personally have never gone back and done repeats of these. Perhaps I will just to see how much gold they give, but for the most part I've made progression along the way. Even the boss level one doesn't give you anything special. Would be kind of nice if we did some, like, items or something, like a chance. That's kind of a con, because Fallout Shelter did that. But anyway, we need 1 bow, which we do have, 2 with 2 combatants or less, and then also 50% health. Alright, let's try with 2. Let's see how well we do. Now you can do this. Pause, return, yada yada yada, right? Is there no bow ability? Oh, select a position. Ew. First time I've used bow. That's one of the reasons why I equipped it, is because of this. So these are the initial items you'll get for completion, but beyond that, yeah, it's just gold after that. We'll have to see how much we get, but not too bad, right? Now you want to go back to Castle. And go back and talk to people, gain stuff. Like I said, as you saw, we were starting to deplete items as we were gone. Okay, and it looks like we need to make another choice anyway. There we go. Is he reassigned? Yes, because we'll need him. Mother, ability should be what makes someone worthy of the throne. I have more sense than anyone in the family. Please name me as your heir. So I already named Alzabar as my heir. They're also my lover, by the way. What you say rings true. I agree to your request. Son, I love you, but this is not for you. I accept if you offer a suitable gift to your dear mother, which is gold. Which then Alzabar, who is your lover, would be very unhappy. This one's a tough one. Really. Let's just see. So, heir to the throne. I agree to your request. So Alzabar, Jofar went up. Yeah, well, you'll get over it. You know, we're having a lover spat. Even though Jofar is, you know, your enemy. But he is your child, so if anything happens to you, we'll know it was Jofar. Anyway, so it looks like we completed another quest. Let's see where it is. There it is. There's EXP. And boom, 35. But remember, you can't get 35 unless you pay to it for it. And then, hey, look, big kitchen. So, yeah, we'll get to that here in a second. But as you can see here, it's 1,200 gems. So, that's one of the things I don't like. Hold on, wait. You can get rid of some trouble subjects by banishing them from the castle. Just drag and release them beyond the outer wall. I don't want to do that right now, but thank you, though. I'm collecting things. So far, no one's that troublesome, right? And again, just literally put them on the music thing or buy it, and they'll gain happiness back. No one really becomes that troublesome. Like, yeah, no, don't get me wrong. She does have an enemy. Actually, maybe the enemy's gone. I don't know. There's tons of friends. Lovers. But maybe when we said, hey, you're a friend, you know, the one person, which I believe was her. Ah, now the enemy is that person. Anyway, we had her as an enemy of the crown, right? And we could have drugged her off. But my queen business is booming at the watering hole you helped finance. We can now repay you, and then some. Repay me with a big feast, which would give you 450. Or I am satisfied with my investment. You two keep the profits, you deserve it. I'm gonna do the gold. I don't see why anyone would be unhappy, because basically we opened a pub. Yeah, we don't get to see it, right? It'd be kind of cool if you could, like, see one of these buildings out here become the pub you help finance, but again, you don't. So, again, more letdowns. Ew, yes, finally. Thank you. So let's wait for that oil real quick. Oh, and apparently I got a random free common pack, so let's open that since we're waiting on the oil anyway. And what did we get? A level 25. Also, 3 or 8 gems. Sophisticated Emotional. High Elf. Okay. Quartz, which is something you actually really need, and we can't even use yet. Get to that here in a second, but hold on. So when it comes to the pay-to-win thing, okay, I don't know where I want to drop you. Hold on. Sophisticated, easily made happy by music, literature, art, feels everything strongly. Jobless. You're now going to make stuff in the smithy. They work in the workshop and they work in the loom. Right now, they're not making anything. Hold on. I think I need to make nobles clothing. That's part of the one quest. Okay, they're making tongs, they're making sword. Okay. Where was I? Ah, yes. The one aspect that I don't like about this game. So... produces more building materials. So, this is a powered mill. Okay? They don't really give you a rundown on that. I'm assuming it replaces the traditional mill that you have, right? But gives you more materials. Again, each one of these is 1,000 gems. Okay? Very expensive. And then this is the, event thing where you can get, again, you have to be level 38, but you can allow them to complete an endless arena. And then, hey, look, if you want to get happiness from reading, there's another way to gain happiness. Aside from that, there's the orc, produces large quantities of combat gear. And as you can see here, so if we want another smithy, that would take 200 quartz. We have 8. Requires clay and then thousands of gold. So if you ever want more buildings, or you can stay with one building each and just play casual until you get those materials. It's whatever you want to do. But let's go back and do some more combat, shall we? So this one is have Iron Mail. Complete the quest without using any items, which is healing items. And, well, so that and Scroll of Revival. So in case your person does die, you do have to use a Scroll of Revival, or that person is permanently dead. Okay? Complete the quest within 60 seconds. So, and you would gain Limestone and Iron Scissors. Let me see if I have any, Iron Mail. We do. Alright, so let's just go ahead and equip it and see how well we do. Now the person looks like an elf. Armor seems to change how they look. Bow and arrow rainfall doesn't do much damage, I'm gonna be honest with you. Oh, they're behind us. Uh-oh. That's a first. But, good thing I have the shield. Which anyone standing in the circle gets a defensive buff, including you as the tank. Hmm, 3 waves. You know, true whirlwind would continue moving as you do it. They need to speed up for combat, I'm just saying. So it looks like we got Iron Scissors, Iron Bow, Labor Shirt, Limestone, and Potions of Speed. And we were able to complete one of the royal quests. That's always cool. Now, and eventually, like I said, gold does become a problem. You can't sell resources, which I wish you could. It makes sense, right? However, you can sell equipment. Okay, so you can sell each one of these items for 10. There's a storm cloak. Like, as you can see here, some things, they have to be unequipped, but some things differ in price. They don't make much. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's worth it just to hang on to a lot of things, and then as you can see here, we can just make 300 gold by selling 2 tongs and 2 metal workers guards, which is worth. And this one's limestone, And if the things would get off the screen quick enough, boom. Now we've completed all the missions. We're up to 1,400 gold, so if we really wanted to, we could go ahead and do some upgrades or whatnot. Mother, I'm a bit short on gold right now, and I was wondering if I could take a peek inside the Treasury. This is the first time she's done this. Not really, I'm kidding. You're told to be asking for handouts. Be gone. I suppose a few coins wouldn't hurt. No, go be gone. Mother, I must speak with you. Mama! Yeah, be gone. You just want money. What else? What else is new? Another typical child. So it looks like right now, for the happiness of the one's like 50-some minutes, and the other one's like 2 hours. You know, that's the really unhappy one, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 25 happiness right there, so eventually we'll have to trade them out. But let's actually do one of those quests that we've already done real quick, though. This one's Muse Mighty Arrow. 3 times. Combatants must have Iron Sword. And complete the quest with at least 50% health. We're going to wait on that one. We're going to go back and do one of the prior quests. So this is 2 times gold. This is 2 times gold. Let's just see this one. Let's switch out the armor, though. Okay, so they're all wearing armor, right? Alright. Yeah, the bow and arrow, we really need to upgrade ASAP. It only does 8 damage. Just saying. Let's see what we get from doing a repeat. Again, I've never done one of these. Also, I can see the timer on the arrow thing. Yeah, the timer on the arrow thing's slow. We might be able to do 1 per wave, but that's really hit or miss. See the shield. Good ASAP. As long as he doesn't do his whirlwind and speed things up. If we were to do 3 times, I'm just trying to see. And that's if there's 3 waves. Now, yes, you can drag... this is another pro tip. You can drag people away. So if you needed to buy time, you could do this. Just saying. You can drag them back. So, I guess if you needed to buy time, but then that puts more chance that our bower's gonna be hit. So it looks like we gained just 2 gold and 6 iron and some EXP. So, not really worth, I'm gonna be honest with you, not really worth, especially figuring the time that you need to do regeneration now, because of how much damage we took. And everything, it really wasn't worth. So I would say, unless you're really needing to do that, so it's a bit hit or miss. Again, I really wish I could make a new bow and better bow at that. But in all honesty, I would probably, I'm gonna be real, I would make a staff. So Staff of Thorns, it looks like Circle of Reflection, which it sounds how it is, probably reflects damage back. There's Silver Sword, Silver that, Frostbite, which is cold damage, which means people would probably move slower. Conjure, Circle of Pain, question mark. Cast, Summon Skeleton. Ooh, I like that. Looks like a shock one. Shocking Strikes. Shock Totem. Cast Destruction Spells. Shock. So, kind of like electric type, just chain bolts or whatever. Meteor Strike, that sounds really cool. Frosty Cleave. And Dispelling Aura probably cleans off everybody. But again, right now until we upgrade this, there's not much you can do. Right? I mean, you could keep upgrading your iron, which, I guess. There's the mail, but that's only going to up our stamina. It's a tough one. Till we get to level 3, which level 3 requires level 37. So, you need your EXP. Alright, so my queen, the people would like to revive an ancient festival where the commoners honor past kings and queens, dressing up in a royalty grand feast. Sure, as long as everyone pays the tax, so I will allow it. So, looks like that started a quest. Oh goody. I kind of want to upgrade the tongs because that helps in the furnace, but... See, that's the smithy. This one you can upgrade, scepter. It offers absolutely nothing, by the way. Like, they even make a ploy on it. I made one just so they could have one, but, yeah, no. I feel like right now our greatest weakness is the lamps for oil. Oil seems to burn a little faster. So this is under Royal. So, real quick. Royal Task, no. Charred Lands, no. Cutting Edge. Right now we need to do 2 tailors, tabards to level 3, so keep making those. Swing table to level 5, craft 12 blacksmith aprons, upgrade blacksmith aprons to level 4, and then you get a metal guard. So this is craft 10 noble cloth, craft 5 iron scepters, so the things I just said were useless, yeah, let's make 5 of them. Rulers, attire, and you get 2 common backs. These are not things that you need to do ASAP, but hey, if you're making items for pointless purposes besides upgrading, yeah, just do those, you know? Looks like we're missing something. Hold on. Oh, it's probably they make the baby. Which, you know what? Why not? Let's see who will have a baby. Oh, real cool. This is a cool little aspect. Like, right now, the wizard that we have in here, that's kind of like our advisor to the throne, right? He's playing with one of the kids. Look at that. It's kind of a cool engagement right there. He's perceptive. He has no enemies, just friends. So here's more engagements that you can see, and it's kind of cool, because this is their spouse. They'll come by, and they don't even work at the same station. So when they're on break or whatnot, they'll visit their spouse. This is one of the reasons why you want to have buildings close to one another, or spouses close to one another, because they'll just go and have engagement with one another and whatnot. It's really kind of cool. Speaking of engagement, they're making their baby. Okay, and they close the sheet, you know, you can't see it, and then ta-da! We made a kid. So, every time you make a kid, this is the information you get. Looks down on us. He marvels as Valoria takes her first steps. May this day be celebrated. So this person is reckless. They got their father's buff, I believe. And 31st of First Seed. And you can change their name if you so choose, but there's the baby. Easy babies. So, again, you can go ahead and use your elixir if you so choose, but nah, I'm good. I'm perfectly fine. Looks like the health is actually pretty well off, too. This one was 100, and this one's 111, so it looks like the stats do, in fact, kind of transfer. So that's kind of cool. Looks like everyone went back to the buffet. Let me just double check. You know, once again, you have to zoom in. Yes, everyone did zoom in. Or, yeah. So, looks like 120... Sorry. 150 for the legendary, 120, and 131. So that's what their stats are currently. So they did transfer off to the little one. But real quick, renovations in the old tower have halted, Madame, and ancient remains have been found beneath the foundations. What should we do? Cordon off the area and hire sages to examine the site. Which it gave us absolutely nothing. It is what it is. See, it doesn't tell us what right now needs to be done. Or checked off, may I say. I don't know. There's nothing to complete. So I've kind of like this thing where I'm like, I hate those, right? Ah, there it is. Yeah, I wish they gave like an exclamation or something. That's a pet peeve. Anybody who here has like a, you know, obsessive thing. Yeah, we need to find those things to get them off your screen ASAP, you know? Alright, and we just hit level 36. Which reduce workshop production times by 1 second. I know, it's a lot, isn't it? So there's some of these things here, which increases max health by 10, gold orders. You can make these. I'm assuming they stack, but remember, you are limited to how much room you have. You can make some of these eggs, which I do have that. Gold from orders. That's really kind of cool. Let me see if I can drag that elsewhere. I wouldn't mind having that in the throne room, I'm gonna be honest. And it looks like because we got that, we can put that there. Otherwise, we would have to make these. Reduce loom production time. So these are things I was not hanging freely. Good job, me. Now, some of these we did not get. So, yeah, no, all the ones in the past. So I'm not used to that. All the ones in the past we had to build. And, like, that's one of the reasons why I didn't make these. Because these are blessings. So blessings are something that you're not going to get many of, and they only last a finite amount of time. So, yeah, keep that in mind as well. Don't fat finger and use one of those, okay? Last one. Your Majesty, a Redguard lumber camp worker has been killed in an accident. This is the camp's 6th such incident this year. Find the owner, but let them continue. They can work elsewhere. If they're not happy, we will provide for the worker's family. This affects the Redguards, and this does affect the person that brought this information to you. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, that was a good one. The Redguards like that. So those are the tasks we have right now. Build a decoration, which gives you 10 gems. Upgrade armor or weapon. Use potion of speed. Sell equipment. You get it. These are things you can do over time. There's no need to do them ASAP. I do like some of these, though. That's a really cool little egg thing. Like that. But anyway, hopefully by... I've tried to give you guys a rundown as much as humanly possible of all the things that I think is, well, important. And things that pretty much if you follow along and keep doing these things, right? Just make sure to keep upgrading, keep making, and keep playing. It's not like Fallout Shelter. There isn't, you know, set it and forget it. There's no upgrading on strengths. There's no upgrading on reflexes or agility or things like that. It's just keep making stuff. And the timers on the stuff are about a couple minutes. So it's like a game that is idle, but if you leave it, unless you buy the guy who goes around and collects everything, you're only going to be able to log in. There's no passive collection. There's no, like, hey, while you were gone, you made 10 fabric, 10 iron, 10 this, 10... There's no passive collection unless you buy that guy. And remember, oh, what the hell? Okay, our kitchen is currently on fire. Dude's just standing in it. He's just letting it happen. He's just like, this is fine. He literally is the meme. This is fine. So anyway, none of them have prone to thing. I made sure that no one is prone to, you know, yeah, but good with kitchen. Oops, my bad. Well, Topin, good job for almost catching the whole building on fire. Oh, one more. Hold on. The orcs have routed the Bretons and broken the blockade. They are now sharing the spoils of victory with their allies. We never lost faith in them. So, Bretons, we didn't lose anything. Orcs, we gained, and we gained some gold. It's because we supported them the whole way. We sent them food and a bunch of stuff. So, let's go ahead and do Iron Hammer, which will be the smithy, or Blacksmith Aprons or Ruler's Attire. We need that. So, as I recall, Ruler's Attire, it doesn't really give anything, but you'll wear it and you'll have a crown. And I guess we can go ahead and upgrade this as well. Like I said, your gold quickly gets drained. It quickly gets drained. Like, yeah. And then just to show you guys, I'll do the refresh. Alright, so we refreshed, and as you can see here, already there's a lot of things. Like the blue is 600 gold, however requires 3 more metal workers and a bunch of tongs. These things we can already do, right? But just to show you, this is the only way that's really solid for making gold, in my honest opinion. Hold on. I pretty much just had to keep making sure I'm making the right clothes. So, like I said, for the most part, just pair off and just make sure to get that healing ACP, because you'll have to be careful, especially with workers, that it's all RNG. If you get that zeal, they're going to take life to continue working and make you things and the whole 9 yards. So, yeah. Hopefully my video has helped you, give you tips and tricks, because sometimes these things can be complicated, and the tutorials really do not explain best, for a lot of these things. And then there's, it's something that, as long as you keep following what I've shown you, I mean, notice how many levels we've gained, notice how many items we've upgraded, notice how many things we've profited, notice how many thousands of gold in this playthrough alone that I have went through but also gained. So do keep that in mind, and that's one of the reasons why I thought I would give you guys this video, and especially if you guys want to see the events, if you guys want tips and tricks and maybe more things as I continue my personal playthrough, off screen and on my own personal time, if you guys want more, let me know in the comment section. And then also, if you've reached the end of the video, let me know. But hopefully this video has helped you in the best way possible, aside from you having to figure it out or go, to Google or wherever you may need to go to find out. And hopefully this has helped you. But one day I would love to see a grand castle. My only con is like I said, there's a lot of you need to sit here and collect things, unless you buy that one thing. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, there it is. Adoring fan, a special subject that collects resources automatically, and some flattery for good measure. Good for 30 days. So you have to spend 500 gems every 30 days, which, I mean, that's a tough one, right? Because if you go down to gems, that's $5 a month. And then if you're already doing the Emperor's Pass, that's literally $20 a month if tax is included. And that's just in USD. So, I'm also going to have to see about the Gauntlet run, right? I tried to kind of, go through here and gain enough EXP and whatnot to get to that point, but it's still a ways off for building that thing and running the gauntlets and whatnot. Haven't sent them along with our condolences, return the gold to them minus a royal fee. I'll just have it sent back to them. Right? Every subject like that. See, I try and keep everybody in good spirits. And that's one of the keys to this, because also if they're in good spirits, it means they're more productive. If they're in good spirits, it means there's no enemies, and then also they're not trying to end you. Because again, if someone's in a bad enough spirits and they don't like you and you're their enemy, yeah, your rule as the king or queen or whatever are you may quickly come to an end, like the original ruler of a castle. So keep that in mind. So again, hopefully you all have enjoyed this. Look forward to more content, right? See, everyone else is getting happier, except for a couple of these. But again, we'll take care of them in due time. With music! Yeah. Anyway. Like, share, and subscribe. Catch y'all later. Peace out.